The year is 2029, and a madman controls the largest city in America. Emperor Garuda has built an impregnable stronghold as a monument to his evil. However, Garuda is worried. Two ninjas of the Iga clan have breached the outskirts of his city defenses. These brave ninjas are on a mission to infiltrate his fortress and destroy his wicked empire. Shadow of the Ninja is a 1 or 2 player co-op action platformer developed and published by Natsume in 1990. The controls are the standard A to jump and B to attack with your weapon. You can also grab onto the underside of certain platforms and use them to pull yourself up or climb across. If you're already standing on one of these platforms, you can press down and A to flip down, which can be useful to dodge enemies or projectiles. I'm happy to say that the controls in Shadow of the Ninja feel pretty darn good. They're smooth and responsive for the most part, with only a few rare occurrences of getting tangled up while grappling a platform or climbing a ladder. You begin Shadow of the Ninja with a katana, which works well in close combat, but you can also obtain the kusarigama, which is a chain with a sickle attached to the end and has both longer range and the ability to attack horizontally, vertically, and diagonally. The downside of the kusarigama is that you can't hit enemies or objects that are too close, as you'll throw the sickle right past them. You can also obtain a limited number of shuriken or bombs, which replace your current weapon until you run out of ammunition. These weapons can be obtained from item boxes, which will reveal their contents after you hit them with an attack, allowing you to decide if you want to replace your current weapon or not. You can also power up your weapons if you collect more weapons of the type you're currently using, but it seems like this power-up goes away if you take too much damage. Your ninja journey begins in the moody seaport with rain pouring down all around you and continues onward through the sewers, the rooftops of the city, the air fortress, and finally the evil Emperor Garuda's fortress. Each level is divided into stages, with the final stage in each level being a boss fight. You only have a single life in Shadow of the Ninja, which might sound a bit rough, but you do have 5 continues, which allow you to pick up at the stage where you died. Even if you die during most of the boss fights, you'll still be able to attempt the fight again immediately by continuing. I did find myself running out of continues a few times during my playthrough, but I never felt frustrated or discouraged, as with each new game I made more and more progress, which I think speaks to the fairness of the challenge present in Shadow of the Ninja. The difficulty of the aforementioned boss fights ranges from the fairly trivial Missile Man, who mostly follows an easy to avoid attack pattern, to the challenging Captain Hawk, whose first form is evocative of Orin and his fighting falcon Cuttress from the NES game 8 Eyes. You'll also need to take down the mechanical behemoth known as Killer Tank, the mysterious golden samurai, and eventually you'll square off against the evil Emperor Garuda himself. As I mentioned earlier in this review, Shadow of the Ninja features a 2-player co-op mode, just like another ninja-themed game featured in the NES Abridged series, Ninja Crusaders. Both players play at the same time, and this is a feature that I wish more NES games had. It's just plain fun running around with a friend, taking on all of the challenges together, and I think Shadow of the Ninja is an excellent co-op experience. I do have a warning regarding the co-op mode, however. The game experiences a significant amount of slowdown in certain areas when there's a lot going on. For those that have never played or possibly never even heard of Shadow of the Ninja, allow me to be direct. Shadow of the Ninja is a great action-packed adventure that does a good job of making you feel like an agile and lethal ninja without overdoing the difficulty. Thanks to its reputation for flying a bit under the radar, I give Shadow of the Ninja a stealthy 4 out of 5. You begin Shadow of the Ninja with a katana, which works well in close combat, but you can also obtain the Why can't I say that word?